Siri, is Chester missing really a puppet?
Looking. Okay, I found this on the web for Is Justin missing really our puppets?
No, Siri's not much use this evening, so you're going to have to decide for yourself. After last week's ruling by the Constitutional Court, which found President Jacob Zuma failed to uphold, defend and respect the Constitution, there's been a growing number of calls for the President to resign as leader of the Republic. That's what we're asking tonight. If President Jacob Zuma, as some people say, bouncing from problem to problem, is South Africa seeing far too much problems, far too many problems in Parliament, and has Parliament become a big joke? Somebody who spots jokes is Chester Missing, joining us from our Cape Town studios. Siri doesn't know who you are, Chester Missing. Does that worry you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Siri works for Apple, and as we all know, Apple can be cracked by anyone, even the US government. So no, I don't care that Siri doesn't know who I am. I asked Siri, who's Bruce Whitfield, and it showed me a picture of Takalani Sesame.
It can only be an improvement. Now, Chester, tell me, you watch Parliament very, very closely. You've got your TV eyes on. Give me a sense, please, of whether or not Parliament is in trouble, or are we simply seeing, quite seriously, a very healthy democratic process playing out?
Parliament's always been in trouble, and by trouble I mean Saxonwald. It's a very complicated situation. The DA and the EFF are acting like the Tuli Madonsela win was actually them. They're basically like the backing dancers in the Nicki Minaj video who think they're the ones the video's for. So it's very hard to tell. I think that the National Assembly needs to make sure that we arrange that we all get an SMS from ABSA when the money gets paid. But apart from that, I think it's business as usual. The fact is that the poor opposition are hitting their heads against this ugly, ugly thing called democracy.
Now, democracy, and again, I was watching your tweets just the other day, and where you were watching media followers of Parliament and reminding everybody that we have a constitutional democracy, we have a constitution, that the Constitutional Court has been critical of the President, but at the same time, that constitutional democracy allows for this kind of political power play, doesn't it?
Well, that is exactly the point, is that you have to use the laws that have been given to us to process it. On the other side, the ANC says they were just clarifying the role of the public protector, which, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's like driving 670 in a 60 zone to clarify the role of speed cameras. I mean, really, that's like stabbing a police officer to clarify the role of handcuffs. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, that then they must face the consequence of that, which hopefully will carry out in the elections. If they don't carry out in the elections, well, then it's, hey, they can do what they like. I just want to make sure that no matter what happens, eventually we deal with clientele life ads because they're getting out of hand.
Okay, maybe clientele life, maybe there's a career for the President if the next election doesn't work out for him. Now, give me also...
Yeah, you can replace Desmond Dube in the ads there. Yes, burials for days. In Kandla, I buried my political career in a clientele life act, except they have to be the Gupta life ads. I don't really know what's going on there.
What should we do with
How do you still have a job, Bruce Whitfield? You're amazing.
I don't know why I've still got a job, Chester. It's just because I get to
Are you sure you're not in the Panama files? I heard you might be in the Panama report.
Yeah, no, they got me in the Panama report in the jokes section at the back as the guy who applied and couldn't get any, they wouldn't open an account. Now listen, Chester, behave yourself. What should we do with Nkandla? Is there, maybe we could have a Sun City too? Could we sell it to Sun International? What could we do with it?
No. I think we should turn it into a home for accounting, an accounting education resort, basically. We can send accountants there, send the little Pravin Gordons there, and they can learn how to cook the books. A cookery and accounting school.
Okay, that's a good idea. There's lots of parking. The road to Nkandla, of course, has improved dramatically in recent years. It's highly accessible. It's got a helipad, and we can change the fire pool into a swimming pool.
Where you can get the baboti ready, and then it's got a chicken run for the chickens, and then the accountants can all sleep, because that's
about all you can do at a rural retreat. Now, how much time has the President got?
Well, the problem with Nkandla is it also has 240 million of security. So it's kind of like, instead of putting Jacob Zuma in jail, we built the jail around him. So it can be an accounting school, a cooking school, and a jail. There
we go. Good idea. Now, how long has the President got? Because you're a political animal. You understand the world of politics. You've been smacked on the head by Bantu Holomisa once or twice, and he'd like to do the same to Jacob Zuma.
Well, it all depends what happens. I mean, of course, he's heading up the commission of inquiry into what's going on at the Guptas. The NEC, the top six, are sending him, which is kind of weird because he is the Guptas Chester missing. So it's kind of like, that's like putting Job in charge of driving tests. I don't know, what are they going to do next? That's like, I don't know, that's like putting Shabir Sheikh in charge of the cookie jar. That's like putting Oscar Pistorius in charge of the gun cabinet. I don't know why are you sending him? But I mean, they've done crazier things before. So it's very hard to know how much time he has left. I mean, the thing is, he apologized for Nkandla, not strictly for Nkandla, but for the confusion with the court case with Thuli Madonsela. So, if he's going to apologize for Nkandla, I mean, then once he starts apologizing, he's still got the Guptas and Waterkloof and Shabir Sheikh and Marikana and Al-Bashir and the spy tapes and 700 charges. So I think he needs to have an interim presidential period where he just apologizes for like a year. Like we can have a once a day, 3 o'clock, there's Jacob Zuma. I'm sorry that. And the thing is, he speaks quite slowly because we could be a 2-part episode.
Now, listen, he's got a lot to say sorry for as president of the country, of course. Have you ever been to Saxonwold? Have you ever been summoned by the Guptas? Have you responded to that summons?
Yes, no, I have been. They asked me to be the Minister of Apologies. And I said, absolutely, I will be there. And I said, I'm sorry that you're the Guptas.
Now, listen, the Guptas, very influential people. You don't upset them, Chester. They may have...
No, they are. And you know what they are? Is yeah? I don't think anyone's cottoned onto this. They're basically labor brokers for ministers.
Of course, I'm just not going to like that very much. Now, listen, would you accept a job from the Guptas if they said you come to one of our business breakfasts and we could talk about state capture? They've tried that recently. I don't think it went off that well. Do you think you could fulfill a role there?
Absolutely, of course I could. I'd work absolutely. If the Guptas are watching the show, I am absolutely ready for them. My puppet credentials are A grade. I will accept someone's hand in my bum any day of the week. They can absolutely phone me. I'll be happy for any ministerial position or even a deputy minister. I will even be the guy with the landing paddles there at Waterkloof landing the planes. I'll do anything for money.
No, of course you will, Chester. You're a puppet.
No, I know. I'm here with you, Bruce. I'm here with you.
No, exactly. No, I think we're working well. Now, Chester, tell me, you've restyled yourself. You're looking good. How's life?
I know. I've been getting Botox and I went for a massage and I got a happy ending and I've got my new eyes and I went for back rubs and now I look a little bit like Nathaniel. I'm getting whiter and whiter. I was white, then I was black, now I'm white again. I'm like Michael Jackson on steroids.
Why do you have this transformation, Chester? What's going on in your life? You feel like a man who has come across
some white guy's black puppet. If it went on, Bruce, if I go on being a white guy's black puppet, I'll have to get myself a job at Naspers as a journalist. So basically, I've had enough. No, man, no, enough Takalani Chester. It's Leon Schuster Masfutek.
Now listen, Chester, you give me an idea of what
you know Leon Schuster. Do you know Leon Schuster? That guy spent so much time pretending to be black. Helen Ziller could use him as a life coach.
What happens in the next 6 months, Chester? Give me your crystal ball view.
Oh, well, it's very clear what's going to happen in the next 6 months. Very, very clear. We have no idea. Basically, the ANC is riding on the fact that they have electoral strength. So nothing's going to change until we have another elections. In the local elections, if the ANC loses Gauteng or loses Johannesburg at least, then we will see some impetus for them to recall Jacob Zuma. The problem is that Baleka Mbete's Alzheimer's is getting worse. First, she didn't recognize Malema. Now she says she can't recall Jacob Zuma. So it all depends what happens in the local elections. I think the EFF will do very well. Julius Malema wants to be the mayor of Polokwane, which kind of was his informal role as it was, so he can continue distributing those tenders as he always did.
Now, is there a job for you in politics, Chester? At some point, somebody's going to try and co-opt you, surely.
Absolutely. I'm considering joining the UDM out of charity reasons. Poor Bantiol and Misa need some help with his first name because it's kind of racist if you put it before education, and because, shame, man, shame.
There we go. Chester Missing.
And he and I have the same shaped head.
No, you do, and that's why he got jealous. He was very jealous of you at one point.
Yeah,
Chester Missing.
A ball. Bafana will use us as to score.
Well, hey, look, if that's what it takes, we're willing to sacrifice you. Chester Missing joining us from Cape Town. Let's hope that he doesn't get lost again and end up this time in Bloemfontein, because maybe he'll never escape from there. See you next time. Thank you, Chester. Nice to see you as well. Lovely new suit as well, by the way.
You have nice nipples. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that.
No, but you're the only one who's allowed to see them. Before it gets messy. Good
Yeah.
night.
Woo!
Go away, puppet.